Today's presentation is going to focus on how to go from broke, deflated, and defeated to running a six-figure or even a seven-figure business in record time. So before I get started, I'd just like to know if you'd like to generate an additional 10 to 20 plus new ideal client opportunities each and every month, and build a six-figure business in 12 months that you can grow to multiple six figures in year 2 and easily scale to seven figures in year 3 without starting a podcast, building an email list, creating an online course, building an online funnel, or paying for advertising. All while only working 40 hours a month and spending 75% of your time doing what you love, be that coaching, teaching, networking, volunteering, spending time with your family, or whatever else fits your fancy. Well, that's the opportunity available to a select group of elite, purpose-driven entrepreneurs who take massive action on the information and opportunity that I share with you today. But first, I'm guessing for many of you, this is probably not your first masterclass or online presentation. So the first thing I want to mention is if you haven't achieved the level of success that you want in your business, or you haven't been able to create a predictable cash flow, or you're not having the kind of influence you want to have, or you're not making the kind of impact that you want to make, no problem. It is not your fault. There's a lot of information out there. A lot of it, quite frankly, is confusing, and much of the information just kind of has you hopping from one shiny object to the other, all while experiencing no real success. Oftentimes, all of that information takes us down a dead-end street or puts us in a classic state of analysis paralysis, which keeps you from success. I know 6 years ago when I began the journey of trying to crack the code of what I'm sharing with you today, I felt like there was something fundamentally wrong with me, and that was a complete lie. If you've been concerned in the past that you've tried different strategies and they didn't work out, or that there's something wrong with you, I want to be the first person to tell you it's not true. You can put those fears to rest. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Now, I know it can feel like sometimes nothing is working or that we are the problem, but I'm telling you, you can do this. All you need is the right person to explain it to you in the right way, to keep it simple so it makes sense. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with you here today. It's important that you take massive action on the information and opportunity that I share with you today for one simple reason. The dream that you have about what's possible in your life, about your purpose, it was given to you for a reason. And to be frank, I simply believe in what it is that you're up to in this world. I believe in you and I believe in your dream. And I know that if you believe in your dream as much as I believe in mine, and you pursue your dream courageously, you'll achieve it. I know that you're going to make an impact by simply fulfilling your purpose. And so I'm committed to showing you how to do that. And so that's exactly what we're going to be doing on today's training. So let's get started and get right into it. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time telling you about me right now because, frankly, we've got a lot of content to cover, and I want to get right to it. And I'll share a little bit about my story as we go along, but I do think it's important for you to know who you're talking to. My name is Ike Ikoku. I'm the CEO of the Limitless Living brand. Through the companies that represent this brand, I offer training, coaching, and mentoring programs that shatter the invisible boundaries over what our clients can be, do, or have in this life. I specifically help purpose-driven entrepreneurs who have relevant skill, knowledge, and expertise monetize their purpose and either launch their business, grow to six figures, or scale to seven figures. I wrote a personal finance book, which became an Amazon bestseller during its first week of release in 2012. That book exposes 9 financial myths the financial industry wants you to believe and details some of the financial principles, concepts, and strategies that I used to become a millionaire at the age of 34, just 5 short years after filing bankruptcy in 2003. From the work that I do with my clients, you can kind of categorize me as a success, millionaire money mindset, and business coach. Lastly, in just 6 months of ramping up my presence on LinkedIn in 2019, I was recognized by one of the top 50 LinkedIn influencers as an up-and-coming influencer to keep an eye on. I'm very honored by that recognition and really thankful for the incredible team that I work with that helped make that a reality. Now, whether you're just starting out and wanting to get to 6 figures, or you're already building momentum in your business and trying to find the best way to scale to multiple 6 figures or 7 figures, I'm going to show you that one of the biggest mistakes you can make in growing your business at this stage is to believe you need to start your own podcast, build an online course, create an online funnel, grow this massive email list, or make Mark Zuckerberg rich by spending money on Facebook and Instagram ads. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, Ike, all of the successful people in my space are running Facebook and Instagram ads, hosting podcasts, selling online courses through their online funnels and email lists. And you're right. The difference between you, me, and them is those guys are already at 7 figures. And they have the bandwidth and the financial wherewithal to spend tens of thousands of dollars testing ad copy, hiring a Facebook advertising agency, and spending 6 figures plus on marketing, because now they know that they'll get $3 or more from every dollar they spend on advertising. So if you're not already doing 7 figures plus, you don't need to be playing that game. When your business gets to the point where you're doing high 5 figures a month in predictable, consistent revenue, then you can consider implementing some of these strategies. Now, take it from someone who drank the Kool-Aid and almost choked. This idea that you need to be doing any of these marketing tactics and strategies is simply burning a hole in your back pocket, making Facebook and Google rich while bankrupting your business, your heart, and your soul all at the same time. It's literally keeping you from doing the very thing you want to do, which is to grow your business and experience both financial and time freedom. I'll share my story on this with you later on. Now, I'm also going to show you that the fastest way to add $20, $40, even $80,000 a month is to eliminate 80% of what you're currently doing and focus on a 1-2 punch. Because so many of us lack clarity on the right approach to launching, growing, and scaling our businesses, we end up doing so many different things, trying to gain traction here and there, but that's quite simply a broken strategy. From the book, Essentialism, we learned the importance of focus. And when you learn to focus on just 1 or 2 key things in your business, you'll gain incredible traction and put yourself on pace to go from launching a business 1 year to being at 7 figures by the end of the 3rd year. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. I'm also going to show you how you can build a 7-figure business with only 2 offers while working no more than about 40 hours a month with your clients. Under the model that I'm using to run my business, I spend about 2 hours a month serving each of my clients that have purchased 1 offer from me. And I'll spend about 6 hours a month serving another group of clients that have purchased another offer from me. That business model will allow me to generate multiple 6 figures in 2020. And in 2021, I'll make some slight tweaks to ramp that up to 7 figures in revenue for the year, while not spending more than 40 hours a month to serve all of my clients at the highest level. I mean, how cool would it be if you could do that? And imagine what else you could do if you were being that efficient in the delivery of your program and services. I'm going to show you what I'm doing and how you can do it too. And lastly, and this is the most important, I'm going to show you how you can make one subtle shift in the way you think and how just making that shift will eliminate all of the stress and anxiety, all of the overwhelm, and help you 10x your business in half the time. If you don't already know my backstory, when you hear it, you'll realize how this one subtle shift was a total game changer for me. And you'll know why you want to make the same subtle shift as well. Now, if you stick with me until the end, and I'm expecting you to be fully engaged, as a matter of fact, I hope you're taking notes because this is going to be one of the most valuable trainings you've ever been on. I promise you that. I'd also like to express gratitude and thank you for trusting me with your time and for trusting me with giving you this training for your business. If you stick with me until the end, I'm going to tell you how to get your hands on an unbelievable gift that I'm going to give to you for free. So after having my business shut down and virtually all of my income wiped out in 2018 due to some unforeseen circumstances, I had to start over from scratch and focus on an industry that had not previously gotten my full attention. During the last 6 months of 2019, I put this relatively new business on pace to generate 6 figures in revenues. With the model that I'm working with, I'll do multi-6 figures in 2020 with a goal of hitting 7 figures in 2021. The success I've achieved thus far has come from using 2 templates. These 2 templates have helped me create 20 ideal client opportunities per month. They've helped me to collaborate with some of the brightest minds in the coaching industry, people that are much smarter and much more successful than I am. They've also helped me to form a mastermind group. These templates have also opened up ideal communication opportunities for me by getting me booked to speak at organizations and workshops. If you stay until the end, I'll tell you how you can get these templates for free. Now, how cool is that? You guys excited about this? I know I am. So let's get right into it. I want to make sure that you're in the right place. And I mean, you should be if you've made it this far, but I just want you to kind of self-identify. And by the way, everything I'm sharing with you here is exactly where I was for parts of 2014 to 2019. Maybe you need to find clients. You know that, but you don't know where to find them or what strategy to use, and you've been surviving on what I like to call hope marketing or accidental marketing, referrals and word of mouth. And you know that that's not sustainable for the long term. Like, you're generating some revenue, but it's only because life has somehow accidentally connected you with a client or a prospect. Any new clients you acquire is kind of haphazard at best. Bottom line is you don't have a predictable way of generating ideal client opportunities and closing those leads into your business. If that's you, you're in the right place. Maybe you don't really have a plan at all. Or you have a plan, but truthfully, you're not that confident it's going to work, and thus far it hasn't. Or maybe you're constantly hopping back and forth between feast and famine, and you're just tired of the lack of consistency in revenues. If that's you, then I get it. I know how you feel, and I know you can feel like you're kind of stuck on the proverbial entrepreneur's wheel, which is kind of like the hamster's wheel. As entrepreneurs, we all get stuck on that wheel from time to time. And my job is to get you off of that wheel. And I'm going to do that in this training and help you get a plan that you're confident in. Maybe you've expended a lot of time and energy trying to learn and implement all the different marketing tactics and strategies that are out there. And despite your best efforts, you haven't seen any of the results that have been touted by the gurus out there. I get it. I've been there and I've done that too. Or maybe on the outside, your business and life looks really clean and polished up. But deep in your heart, when you lay down at night, all the doubts and fears come flooding in. And maybe, just maybe, you even feel like a bit of a fraud because no one really knows what's going on the inside of you. And let's face it, the entrepreneurial journey can feel, well, it can feel like a really lonely place to be. For many years, this was how it felt to me. That is, until I formed the mastermind and created community with some other business owners that worked with the same coaches and mentors that I've worked with in the past as well. Or maybe you're not sure about what to offer. I mean, you know you've got relevant skill, expertise, and knowledge, but you don't know how much to charge or what offer you should even focus on. That's okay too, because we're going to be talking about that as well. From the results that you've delivered, you know what you do has incredible impact to the lives and businesses of your clients. Yet you don't know how to authentically and powerfully communicate it. And so you end up sounding like everybody else, and prospective clients don't see any market differentiation with your positioning. Or worse yet, you duck for cover when asked the dreaded, "What do you do?" question at a networking event. Or if you're present, you give them a one-word answer like I used to do and end up saying something like, "I'm a coach, I'm a CPA, I'm a lawyer, I'm an accountant, I'm a consultant, I'm an author." And the problem is when we do that, we allow prospective clients and the collaborators to form their own lazy, fuzzy, and uninspired opinions about what it is that we actually do. Maybe, just maybe, you've got a mental block around selling, and so you're scared that you're going to come off as salesy. So much so that you never generate the amount of sales that you need because, well, you haven't learned how to communicate in a way that allows prospective clients to come to their own conclusions that they want to buy your product and services. I struggled with this for years, so I know exactly how you feel, but we can fix that too. Maybe you recognize that there's a gap between where you're at in business and in life and where you'd ideally want to be. And sadly, you're not sure of how to close that gap. I sat in that same position for several years until I worked with the right coach and mentor, and then things shifted, and all of a sudden, I had the clarity that I previously lacked. Again, you're in the right place. I've lived through all of these items and was right there with you not that long ago. But a long, long time ago, I was at a very different place. About 15 years ago, I had made significant financial progress from our bankruptcy filing. I had 10x'd my prior income and was on pace to turning my former annual income into a monthly income as a tax and financial consultant. In spite of all this success, I realized my life had become unmanageable. I was addicted to my work and I was addicted to pornography. When it became obvious how out of control my life had become, I sought help. I enrolled in a program and I worked with counselors. The road to recovery wasn't a one and done event for me, as it took many years to work through my addictions. And while I recovered from both addictions, it wasn't until a 5-year stretch of my life from 2014 to the end of 2018 that I finally overcame the remnants of my work addiction through a very traumatic set of events that began in 2014. But before telling you about that event, here's a little backstory to kind of put things in context for you. After applying a lot of what I learned working in the high net worth planning sections of 2 of the big 6 accounting CPA firms that I worked for, I experienced a lot of success in my 20s and significantly grew my net worth and passive income. But that all came crashing down with the tech bubble of 9/11 and 18 months of unexpected employment, which ultimately led to a bankruptcy filing in 2003. Now, this was my first run at making and losing a lot of money. The only bright spot to the bankruptcy filing was the launch of my business after realizing my true purpose in life would only be realized as an entrepreneur and not as an employee. By 2008, I had experienced a lot of success in business. Not only had I turned my annual income as an employee into a monthly income as an entrepreneur, I'd accumulated a 7-figure net worth with 6 figures in passive income and had become financially independent at the age of 34. God was faithful in resurrecting our finances, and I was very grateful. In 2012, I exposed 9 financial myths of the financial services industry with the release of my groundbreaking book, Winning the Money Game, which became a bestseller in its first week of release on Amazon. I ended up blogging for the Huffington Post for a few years. I even had several appearances on Fox News and other TV and radio media outlets. Financially and in business, I was at the top of my game. And then 2014 hit, and in that year, I suffered two devastating business betrayals that cost my family 7 figures plus and cut my income to about a third of what it used to be. One of those business betrayals was a sort of a classic Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme in which clients of mine lost money and my family lost over $600,000. While Bernie was prosecuted and brought to justice in the Madoff case, the Bernie in our case actually fled the country. And since the financial impact wasn't $50 billion and celebrities weren't involved in our case, I guess the SEC, decided on their end that they weren't going to expend any resources to try and track the fraudster down. Instead, I'd find out in 2016, 2 years after the incident, that the SEC would file complaints against me and my companies in an attempt to hold me responsible for both me and my clients' losses. Being a man of faith, I seasoned this entire season of my life, I seasoned in prayer, and I had a strong conviction that I'd experienced victory with my legal battle with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And by the end of 2018, I'd finally experienced this promised victory, and here's how it showed up in my life. By the end of 2018, after spending over 6 figures with my attorneys, I'd settle my case with the SEC on a neither admit nor deny basis, which was good. However, as part of the settlement, I'd pay over $300,000 to settle the case, not counting my legal costs. I'd agree to have my investment advisory license suspended with the right to reapply after 5 years. I'd see my income drop to 10% of what it used to be, and I'd suffer a lot of reputational damage with what I would call the poetic way in which the SEC would describe the events of my case. I'd also see my certified financial planner license be suspended along similar terms as my investment advisory license. Broke and without any income, I felt like an unemployable college graduate who had to launch a new business doing something other than what he got his bachelor's and master's degrees in. As devastating as all of this was, I learned a lot during those 5 years about business, life, and success. So naturally, I wanted to share what I learned. You see, during that 5-year stretch, it was like I was living 2 parallel lives. One was a life filled with uncertainty as I managed what was left of my prior business while pursuing what would end up being the final outcome of my SEC case. The other was a life filled with certainty that this mess of a life that I was living would eventually be turned into an incredible message that would positively impact and influence the lives of millions. So I chose to ignore the facts of my life and live into this truth. This led me to invest in programs, trainings, coaching, and events to become this person with a message to millions. During those 5 years, I invested a lot of money with mentors, earning certifications, and I learned a ton. All told, in the last 15 years of my life, I've spent well over 6 figures investing in different programs and working with different mentors and coaches on my mindset and on different strategies to grow personally and professionally to where I've literally become a personal growth junkie. I am totally obsessed with breaking the invisible boundaries over what's possible in our lives and completely eradicating hopelessness in this world. And as I continue to break those boundaries in my life, it's part of my purpose and mission in life to help others do the same and make the world a better place. Because when you think about it, whether it's human trafficking, the drug crisis in our country, gangs taking over cities, or any form of injustice that plagues our country, those are all decisions that stem from people who don't realize what they are truly capable of. So they could divert their attention and energy to do something that's much more productive than what they're currently doing. So that's why I'm passionate about what I do. That's why I'm on a mission to help end hopelessness. But here's the thing. You don't have to be engaged in human trafficking, drugs, or gangs as evidence that you are unaware of what you're truly capable of in life. You could be just like me, having been dealt with setback after setback on your journey to simply fulfilling your purposes in life, yet dealing with an avalanche of uncertainty about if it will ever happen. Or maybe you're running a purpose-driven business, gaining some traction, yet overcome with stress, anxiety, and overwhelm that you've almost come to accept it as a reality that this is the way life has to be, and that there's no better person than myself who can tell you just how overwhelming the life of an entrepreneur can be, especially when trying to gain insights from the experts. So while living this parallel life of knowing that mess that I was in would eventually become a message for millions, I listened to the experts on what they deemed to be the best way to launch a business, grow to 6 figures, and eventually scale to 7 figures. And the consistent message I was getting from all of the experts was that I needed to start a podcast, create a digital course, that I needed to build funnels, create a webinar, run Facebook ads, and build a big email list. That this was the fastest way to grow and scale a business, and that if I wasn't doing this, that I would miss out on the best opportunity since the explosive growth of tech stocks in the 1990s. And so I didn't like doing these things. I don't know about you, but I don't get up each day excited about how to run Facebook ads or write email copy or develop high converting landing pages or create sophisticated funnels or how to design the perfect webinar. I just like to be out in the world, living into my purpose and sharing my expertise and knowledge, making some money and making an impact, making a difference in the lives of those that I serve. But I figured that if this was the way to do it, these were the experts, so I'd go do exactly what they said to do. And so I sipped the Kool-Aid, created an online course, built out an online funnel, grew a following of over 11,000 people on one of my Facebook business pages. So, I kind of hated doing it, but I had to remind myself that I was focused on the long game. This is a picture from one of my business sites of the front end of my online funnel that leads you through my value ladder of products and services. At the front end of the funnel, I'm offering my $25 book, currently available now on Amazon, for $9.97, which when you purchase it, you then get a list of other one-time offers, tripwires, and upsells. If you don't bite on those offers, then you get plugged into an email sequence to sell you my online course and other offerings. Now, you got to remember that at this stage of my life, we were quickly running out of money, so I couldn't afford to have a fulfillment center to fill these orders. In other words, if thousands and thousands of book orders came in, the buck stopped with me in filling each and every one of those orders. So you can imagine how thrilled I was talking to my wife, Emma, about having to fill all of those orders on my own. We both agreed that it was a small price to pay for the success we were about to experience. And she said, besides, this is what all the coaches and consultants and mentors we've worked with have said to do. I said, yeah, you're kind of right. So since I was already drinking the Kool-Aid from the experts, I got to the point where we were finally ready to launch my online program, the Kingdom Millionaire's Guide to Winning the Money Game. I've been working on this thing for several months, paying money to Facebook, building my business page following to over 11,000 followers, building out my perfect webinar a la Russell Brunson, creating my 5-part video sequence for my product launch formula style launch a la Jeff Walker, working with and hiring consultants to build out my online funnels, landing page copy, email sequence copy, all while battling the Securities and Exchange Commission on the sidelines. Excitement was in the air and it was launch time. So I finally launched my program using my $9.97 free book plus shipping offer as the entry point to my funnel and my perfect webinar and 5-part product launch formula style video series as 2 gateways to purchase my $9.97 online course. So I launched and then I waited for the orders to pour in, but all I heard was crickets. So I waited. And I waited, and I waited. And finally, all I could hear was the voice of Tom Hanks saying, Houston, we have a problem. Eventually, I got some sales, but it was less than a handful of sales. And it wasn't for my $9.97 online course offer or my $697 or my $497 or my $297. It wasn't even for my $37 offer. No. The few others we got were for the $997 offer for my book, where after factoring the wholesale cost of my book, the cost of shipping, and my manual time prepping each order for shipping, I was basically losing money. There was not a single sale of any of my higher priced offers. I mean, nada, zippo, nothing to over 11,000 followers on my Facebook page. Now, I got some comments saying they liked the videos and they thought they were pretty cool, but no one was ringing the cash register like I had hoped for. And it was, quite frankly, devastating because my wife, Emma, is a full-time mom that is primarily responsible for homeschooling our kids. And so I'm the sole breadwinner. And, after the two business betrayals in 2014, a significant portion of our financial resources were wiped out. And my income dropped to a third of what it used to be. Then over the next 5 years with the SEC case and the ensuing settlement, the remainder of my assets and income would get wiped out. So quite frankly, Emma and I both saw this as our big break, our comeback, our road to becoming internet millionaires, so to speak. And we'd spent a good bit of money with coaches, consultants, and mentors, and at various events that they had. We had gone all in on this with the hopes of it being our financial ticket out of the debacle that we were facing with the SEC. And quite frankly, we placed our trust in the advice that we'd been getting, only to have burned another hole in our back pocket and see our dreams melt away before our very eyes. And so it's Saturday night. Our oldest child, Ella, is at an age where she can babysit our younger two kids while Emma and I slip away for a few hours. And so she and I go grab dinner, and I'm a mess. Because I was just so excited that we were finally going to forge a path forward because I believed all this stuff I'd learned would work, but it didn't, and I was crushed. I even thought about putting our kids in public school, and then maybe both of us going to go find jobs. But, Emma had been out of the workforce for about 15 years, and it had long been proven to me that I was unemployable. So that didn't seem like a viable path. And besides, with no offense to the public school system, we actually live in a county that has a stellar rating for the public schools. But doing that would be a violation of one of our core values and our core promises that we made to each other about how we would raise our kids. And then she said the magic words that every husband wants to hear from his wife. She said, "I believe in you, baby, and together we'll figure this out." And so that night, I made a decision. You see, I'd already figured out what my purpose and mission to the world was, and there was no way it was going to get accomplished working for somebody else. So I committed to continuing to grow personally and professionally, working with other mentors and coaches, and even dedicating to eventually finding a way to turn my mess into a message that would impact the lives of millions of people that were just like me. Good people who had experienced setbacks in life while on their journey to launching a business that fulfills their purpose. Or other purpose-driven entrepreneurs already gaining momentum with their business, yet experiencing burnout, overwhelm, or anxiety as they attempted to take the next quantum leap in their business. And so what's been 6 years in the making since 2014 started yielding results I had hoped for in 2019, just 1 year removed from being broke, deflated, and defeated. And I finally feel like I've cracked the code to creating a business you fall in love with over again, because it's creating all the results you'd hoped and dreamed of at the start. So in just the last 6 months of 2019, I've been generating at least 20 ideal client opportunities each month. As a business owner, you know how important it is to have a pipeline full of leads to grow your business. I've forged collaborations with some of the leading minds in the coaching and consulting industry. Through my collaborations, I've been invited to speak at organizations and workshops where my ideal clients are in large quantities. I've reborn a coaching business virtually from scratch, whose monthly average revenue is the equivalent of a six-figure business. The coaching business that I own today, I know with a great deal of certainty will do multiple six figures in 2020 and is poised to break the seven-figure mark by the end of 2021. And all of this is happening just a year removed from being broke, deflated, and defeated from the conclusion of the fallout from my Securities and Exchange case at the end of 2018. I've also been recognized as an up-and-coming influencer on LinkedIn by my peers, many of whom are considered to be the top 50 influencers on LinkedIn. And I've done all of this while networking, teaching, training, and generally doing the things that I love. And while I'm experiencing success with the secrets that I've discovered, I'm also helping others too, like Jane, a speaker coach with the John Maxwell team and a consultant to human resource professionals who wants to grow her income and influence in her industry. Or Todd, a leading expert, keynote speaker, disc consultant with the John Maxwell team, and a business coach who wants to eventually transition from his full-time gig to doing what he truly loves as a speaker and consultant, and have his part-time gig today create the income and lifestyle that he desires. And then there's Charlene, an attorney who made a significant pivot from doing real estate closings to doing what she loves, estate planning, and now wants to become the premier estate planning attorney in East Atlanta. Not only am I benefiting from what I've learned, but my clients like Jane, Todd, and Charlene are benefiting too. And you know what? I'd like to help you too. Maybe you're a speaker, a business coach, or a life coach, or a relationship coach, or a leadership coach. It doesn't matter what kind of coach you are, I can help you. Maybe you're an accountant, a bookkeeper, a certified public accountant, or a tax advisor. It doesn't matter what kind of work you do in the accounting and tax field, I know I can help you. Or perhaps you're a one-person law firm, a business advisor, or a consultant. It doesn't matter what kind of work you do as a professional practice owner, I am confident that I can help you. You see, the thing is, while we may all have different skill sets, knowledge, and expertise, what we all have in common is an undeniable desire to make a difference in the world by simply fulfilling our purpose, vision, and goals as we serve our clients. And in that journey of purpose fulfillment, we are typically in one of three phases. Either we're attempting to launch our business, get it to six figures, or move beyond that and scale to multi-six figures or seven figures. And at each stage, we face different challenges and obstacles that seem insurmountable, but they are not. And today, I'm going to show you how to break those boundaries of what we think is possible in our business as purpose-driven entrepreneurs. And the really neat thing about doing this is it's really not that hard. I mean, by the time I'm done going over this four-step process, you'll see just how simple it can be, building the business of your dreams, doing what you love, and having the kind of impact and influence that you always thought was possible. But before I do that, I think it's only fair that I give you a fair warning. So here's the warning. I hate to break it to you, but you've been had. Listen, I know I'm going to step on some toes and upset a lot of the gurus out there with the stuff I'm about to share with you. And that's because what I tell you is the exact opposite of what you've been told to do to launch, grow, or scale your business. I'm about to shatter some well-ingrained industry myths here. And you know what? The same thing happened in 2012 when I released my book, Winning the Money Game, where I exposed 9 myths the financial services industry wants you to believe is the preferred way to plan for your finances and create the financial future you desire. So I'm no stranger to being on the opposite end of what the masses are saying. Perhaps I'm a bit of a contrarian that way, but I believe in taking the road less traveled, as history has proven that it makes all of the difference. So if you believe in that approach, you can thank me later for what I'm about to share with you. At the end of the day, how many entrepreneurs do you know that are generating consistent, predictable income in their business, spending 75% of their time doing what they love? Most of the ones who are generating consistent income are likely hating their business right now. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there are exceptions out there, and I'm not foolish to think that everyone hates their business. But the fact of the matter is, if you're looking at a strategy and most entrepreneurs aren't having success doing it, you probably shouldn't be doing it either. And here are the strategies that are catching people's attention and leading the masses to follow them and yet not achieve the results promised. Which is why I said you've been had. Some of those strategies leading the masses down the wrong way in their quest to launch, grow, or scale their business are, well, you don't need to write a book or become a best-selling author. I mean, I've done both, and if you already have a book, then great. But you don't need to go write one to achieve your success. There are plenty of people offering to help you get a bestseller status on your book and even an appearance on a TV show acknowledging your bestseller status and claiming that's what's going to cause your business to explode with growth. And for tens of thousands of dollars, they'll gladly make that happen for you. But it's all a bunch of smoke and mirrors. You don't need to start a podcast and build a massive social media following. I am yet to find someone who said, Ike, you know what was the key to my success? You know, it was the day that I built my social media following to 50,000 and had a ton of subscribers to my podcast that my business finally took off. I mean, these are things that you do later when you're successful, after you've got a seven-figure business and you've designed it in such a way that you have time freedom. Then if you want to do a podcast, you do a podcast because you already have a massive following. But starting a podcast or growing a huge social media following is not the way you make money. Remember, I had 11,000 plus followers on one of my Facebook business pages, and my online course launch still flopped. The other thing is you should not grow your business doing product launches, using online funnels, Facebook, Google, or YouTube ads, unless you simply want to enrich the lives of the tech billionaires who own these platforms. You use these strategies to scale your business, not launch or grow it. And if you're not already doing $1 million a year right now, you really don't need to be concerned with scaling your business. That's not where our focus needs to be. We just need to focus on creating predictable income and delivering massive value to our clients and getting ourselves to a position where 75% of the time, our marketing strategy allows us to be doing the things that we love. You should not start by trying to peddle a low-ticket item. One of my favorite marketers, Russell Brunson, has popularized this idea that you should create a value ladder that consists of maybe a $9 ebook. Then you sell a $297 this, and a $497 that, and a $997 this. And you know, it's a great strategy for people who are already doing seven figures, who not only have the bandwidth, but also have the resources for such an initiative, but are also looking to scale their business. But until you're already at seven figures, trying to do any of those things now, well, in my opinion, is a massive waste of your time, energy, and money. Remember my story of my online course launch? Yeah, pretty damning, wasn't it? And worse yet is actually trying to do any of these things at this pre-seven-figure stage. Trying to do it at this stage won't deliver a ton of value to your clients. If you really want to deliver massive value to your clients, then you should offer a couple of high-ticket programs where you serve your clients at the highest levels and create the transformation your clients want in their personal and professional lives. At the end of the day, there's really no magic pill that works for everyone. There just isn't. I don't care what it is. Strategies need to be customized and unique to you. But there is a system that you can use. There's a system that you can use that allows you to spend 75% of your time doing what you love and what you're good at, while making an impact and influencing the lives of your clients and building a highly profitable business. And I'm going to go through that system with you. I call it the 4 secrets. And these 4 secrets are the key to the massive success that you need. So I'll dive into them over the next hour or so. Secret number 1, you can consistently generate a pipeline of as many as 20 ideal client opportunities each month without being salesy, without fear of competition, and without spending $1 on advertising. I'm going to show you how that's true. Secret number 2, The quickest way to launch and grow to six figures is to abandon 80% of what you're currently doing and focus on a simple and scalable 1-2 punch, kind of like a boxing champion. This 1-2 punch doesn't require you to be an expert at creating online funnels, online courses, Facebook, Google, or YouTube ads. I'm going to go into detail with you on what this 1-2 punch is. It's what I implemented to place my business on pace to do six figures in 2019. It's what will allow me to do multi-six figures in 2020, and it's what's going to allow me to scale to seven figures in 2021. Secret number 3, just 2 offers is all you need to scale your business from 6 to 7 figures. Not 5, not 7, not 12 via a value ladder of products that start out with a $9 ebook. No, none of that. You just need 2 offers, and with that, you can scale from 6 to 7 figures, provide incredible value to your clients in less than 40 hours a month. And the best part is you can do that from anywhere in the world. Secret number 4. While this is the last one, it's clearly one of the most important ones. And in fact, it's the fact that even after you've found the right strategy that works for you, your business, and your industry, not knowing this one thing is the silent killer of greater than 90% of businesses out there. Not knowing this one thing is the reason why greater than 90% of businesses out there fail and or never reach their potential, and I'll share what that is with you. So let's get into secret number 1. Secret number 1, you can consistently generate a pipeline of as many as 20 ideal client opportunities each month without being salesy, without fear of competition, and without spending $1 on advertising. Boy, I wish someone had showed this to me 2 years ago. It would have saved me a ton of stress, a ton of time, and a ton of money. I mean, I'm thankful for the lessons and where I'm at today, but I'm really excited for what I'm about to share with you. So I got a bit of a news flash for you. If you have a concern about being salesy, the best way to avoid that is simply to not be salesy. It's a proven fact of life that no one, and I mean no one, wants to be sold, but everyone loves to buy. So our focus as an entrepreneur has to shift from getting a sale to creating an atmosphere where people are inspired to buy. So the obvious question has to be, how does that happen? Ever had a conversation with a friend who just saw a movie that moved them, a movie that they loved? It's like you can't get them to stop talking about that movie, right? It becomes their purpose or their personal mission in life to tell everyone about that movie. And it feels like they've become a personal evangelist for the movie. And through their passionate communication of why you should go see that movie, well, you often end up buying a ticket to go see that movie. What we need to do as entrepreneurs is become personal evangelists for our purpose. So when an entrepreneur says that they have a fear of being salesy, that's usually an indication to me that they are under-purposed. Purpose-driven entrepreneurs are personal evangelists for the change that they want to see happen in the world through the fulfillment of their purpose, vision, and goals. When we have clarity about our purpose and we communicate that with the passion of a personal evangelist, something magical happens. It inspires action from others. How else can you explain how nonprofits all over the country raise obscene amounts of money? In business, when you communicate your purpose, your why, passionately, and it intercepts with the pain points of your ideal client, the pain points that they are experiencing, and it emotionally triggers them to take action because you are using my subconscious inception marketing system as part of how you're positioning your brand, the action taken is often one that they feel is in their best interest, which results in them buying and you never having to actually ask for the sale. It's all about proper positioning to create the atmosphere for people to want to buy. And that only happens when you have clarity about your purpose and you communicate that passionately using my subconscious inception marketing system. Now let's break down the competition myth. Competition is good for our economy. It's what makes democracies thrive. Constantly striving for improvements to products and services provided in the marketplace is good for both businesses and consumers alike. About the only thing wrong with competition is the underlying meaning that we give to it. And that's this idea that it presents a disadvantage to you as an entrepreneur in achieving your goals. And what that really tells me is this, that you've got a poor mindset. Because if you know how unique you are, from your DNA to the very set of circumstances that have shaped who you are and brought you to this pivotal point of being an entrepreneur, you'd realize just how unstoppable you really are. You'd recognize that what you've been uniquely gifted to do in your voice with your specific personality is so specific to you and the people you've been called to serve that even copycats couldn't come close to the success you will experience when you walk in the fullness of your purpose. What a fear of competition tells me is that you're underpurposed, because when you have clarity about your purpose and you have clarity about your unique value proposition, when you bring the voice of your brand to the marketplace and when you properly position yourself, those who are supposed to serve, those who you are supposed to serve, can't mistake your voice for that of a competitor. It's kind of like the YouTube videos of ranchers and farmers and shepherds who call out to their sheep and they come running to them. They yield to their voice and to their direction. Yet a competitor, another rancher, farmer, or shepherd, can show up and vie for the attention of that sheep by calling out to them, and the sheep simply ignore them. Why? Well, quite frankly, because sheep, they know the voice of their shepherd, and the voice of strangers, i.e. competitors, they will not follow. It's all about proper positioning to create the atmosphere for people to want to buy. And that only happens when you have clarity about your purpose and you give voice to that purpose through your brand by passionately communicating to the marketplace using my subconscious inception marketing system and articulating the fact that you intimately know your ideal clients, your sheep in this analogy. And by know, I mean knowing them like a husband knows his wife. So much so that he can complete her sentences. Or if she offers him a smile, that smile communicates an entire paragraph to him. Or you meet someone for the first time and they tell you that within the span of a 30-minute conversation, they feel like they've known you since high school. When these sequence of events happen is when the threat of competition is eliminated forever. And it's then, and only then, that like bees to honey, or like sheep to a shepherd, you can attract your ideal clients in droves. Now let's talk about the online myth for a second. I told you about my online advertising story before, right? I mean, you know that after listening to a lot of the gurus out there on how to launch and grow your business to 6 or 7 figures, I created an online course, built out an online funnel. I already showed you the landing page with my book as the entry point to my value ladder. I built out the funnel, created my perfect webinar, my 5-part video series to duplicate the product launch formula. I grew my following on one of my Facebook business pages to 11,000 plus, ponied up some money for advertising, and I hit the launch button expecting to make my first million, and poof. All I had to show for all of that effort was less than a handful of sales of, wait for it, not the highest priced item on my value ladder. They were all sales of my $25 book that I was offering for $9.97 as part of my free book and ship offer. I mean, I wanted to go back to work for someone again, but that proved to be an unrealistic option for me. Then something happened. I gained crystal clear clarity about my purpose. I understood my unique value proposition to the world. I gave voice to my unique value proposition with the way that I positioned myself online. I got to know my ideal client avatar as well as I know my wife. I learned a thing or two about human psychology, and I created my subconscious inception marketing system. I stopped trying to sell everyone I met and went back to my networking roots of being interesting and interested. I created an authentic yet relational approach to my business. I realized LinkedIn was one of the greatest assets for my business. And the rest, as they say, is history. And what do you know? I began generating 20 ideal client opportunities per month on average. Ideal client opportunities like these. At the top left-hand corner of the screen is somebody who reaches out to me and says, Ike, I reached out to you because I appreciate the positive inspiration you share. Additionally, I am just starting in the professional coaching realm and would like a mentor, and goes on to say that I hope you'd be open to mentoring me. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if people actually sought you out and asked if you would be open to working with them versus you chasing after people? You could average one of these per week, one of these per day, using my system. Or ideal client opportunities like this. At the bottom middle of the screen, I hear somebody else who sends me a message and she goes, the reason that I'm connecting with you is because I feel like I would benefit from your knowledge and skills. I mean, how often do you get people reaching out to you because they feel like they could benefit from your knowledge and skills? When you learn and adopt what I teach in my Practice Growth Mastery Mentor Coaching Program, this could be your reality. Or ideal client opportunities like this, the bottom right-hand screen, far right. This individual says, Ike, I was drawn to your profile based on the article you wrote about finding your purpose. I was then intrigued by your experience as a coach with your financial background, as that's what I'm looking for. Opportunities like these are available to you when you learn my subconscious inception marketing system as part of my Practice Growth Mastery Mentor Coaching Program. And that's secret number one. You can consistently generate a pipeline of as many as 20 ideal client opportunities each month without being salesy, without fear of competition, and without spending a dollar on advertising. Proper positioning is the key. You heard it here first. Let's get into secret number two. I hope you guys are excited for this, for the secrets, they just keep getting better and better. So here's secret number two. The quickest way to launch and grow to six figures is to abandon 80% of what you're currently doing and focus on a simple and scalable 1-2 punch, kind of like a boxing champion. And the beauty of this 1-2 punch is it doesn't require you to be an IT genius or an online marketing guru. It doesn't require you to do 80% of many of the things that you're currently doing, but instead it brings in the power of focus to help you achieve remarkable results. So I've got a bit of a question for you. Do you know what insanity is? It's been said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, yet expecting different results. I'd like to punctuate that definition by saying insanity is doing the same wrong things over and over again, and yet expecting different results. And if there's anywhere I see this happen time and time again, it's in the life of an entrepreneur. What I've found is that as entrepreneurs, we're focused on so many things. It's like we're afraid that if the thing that we're working on doesn't work out, then we're out of luck. So we start focusing on lots of different things, trying to make little bits of money from a lot of different places. And that, quite frankly, is the worst approach. Why? Because it takes up all of your time, consumes all of your energy, and you don't do anything really well. And all I have done is to focus on one simple strategy that's completely transformed my business and my life. I call it the 1-2 punch. Every great fighter had one, and every great business person should have one as well. The first thing you need is one powerful conversation. Now, in the public speaking business, you could think of this as your signature talk. In consulting and training, it can be your signature presentation. Regardless of what you call it, It is simply one powerful conversation that you have with your ideal client. This powerful conversation will never materialize until you have clarity on your purpose, as discussed in secret number 1. But when you do, in addition to proper positioning, use of my subconscious inception marketing system, and the power of being relational rather than coming off as salesy, in this conversation, you are being authentically who you really are. And just in case you didn't know, authenticity is very attractive. In that conversation, you powerfully communicate who you are, your why, and your unique value proposition using the acronym MAT. M stands for what motivates you or captures your attention to want to make a difference in this world. A stands for what angers you and what injustice you want to solve. And T stands for what kind of transformation you want to bring to the world. And when you do this in this manner, and you infuse your life story into this conversation, and clearly articulate how your mat subconsciously, 1, incites the pain that's associated with your ideal client being stuck in their present situation that they desperately want out of. 2, illuminates your claim of how your product or service takes them from an undesirable state, i.e. pain, to a desired state, i.e. pleasure. And 3, inspires the gain that they'll finally experience by your product or solution, moving them away from pain and moving them to pleasure. When you do that, that's when the magic happens. And that's exactly what happened when I had a conversation with Haley, who said after meeting Ike on LinkedIn and having our initial conversation, I was not only impressed by how authentic and relatable our conversations were, but also by the list of mentors and coaches he had worked with, many of whom I knew and respected. After going through my success strategy session with Ike, it was a no-brainer to sign up for his Practice Growth Mastery program, especially since he had modeled steps of the program right from our first interaction. The next thing you need is just one proven way to get in front of the 2 things that you need to launch, grow, or scale your business. Those 2 things are ideal client opportunities and ideal collaboration opportunities. Ideal client opportunities are the ideal clients that you want to serve in your business. Ideal collaboration opportunities, these are the professionals who serve your ideal clients, but not in the same manner that you do. However, these professionals recognize the importance of making their clients sticky. In other words, these professionals want to keep their clients for life. And to do so, they recognize they have to be seen as a source of continual value to their clients. And by being the person that introduces you to their clients, so you can add even more value to their clients' lives through your products and services, they increase their value to their clients and they get to retain them for life. It's the ultimate win-win-win. Win number 1 occurs with the end user client, who gets to benefit from your skill, knowledge, and expertise to improve their lives. Win number 2 occurs with the person you are collaborating with, who increases their value to their client base or their tribe and retains them for life. Win number 3 occurs with you getting to leverage this collaborative partner's trust and credibility with their clients or tribe, and creating a one-to-many scenario where you get to have that incredible conversation we just talked about, not with just one person, but with several, which then allows you to multiply the number of new clients that you can acquire with the same amount of effort and energy. What's the one proven way to get in front of the 2 things I said you need, those ideal client and ideal collaboration opportunities? When you enroll in my Practice Growth Mastery program, you'll learn the details of what I shared in secret number 1. And you too will be able to finally, consistently generate a pipeline of as many as 20 ideal client opportunities each and every month without being salesy, without fear of competition, and without spending a dollar on advertising. Ideal client opportunities like this at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. This individual says, "Hey, Ike, I am interested in growing my virtual assistant firm without feeling overwhelmed. And who on earth doesn't need a mentor? My assumption about you is this: a self-proclaimed mentor and coach to coaches has got to have something to say that I could gain wisdom and knowledge from. I think that I would in the very least find your posts to be intriguing. I also thought that you had a stunning smile and that you had something that I wanted. I had a wise man once tell me to find someone that had what I wanted and befriend them. He said that people turn into the type of people that we surround ourselves with. He then advised that I choose carefully. When you enroll in and implement what I teach in my Practice Growth Mastery program, you can experience ideal client opportunities just like the one I just shared with you. And as a result of what I teach, you can also experience ideal collaboration opportunities just like these. And so at the bottom of the screen, this is a message from Robert, who I'm going to be collaborating with. In the message, he says, "I enjoyed our call today, and I look forward to our meeting on Friday at the Brookwood Grill." Now, just to give you a little bit of background on Robert, Robert has a couple of companies he's going to be launching in 2020 that could, quite frankly, disrupt an entire industry that I'm very familiar with. This is a guy who took a company with $600,000 in revenues to a $35 million valuation. He then went on and built sales for another company with $6 million in revenues to more than $80 million, and eventually licensed the product for $90 million. This is a guy who's gotten a proven track record of success. And what he's looking to do with these two new companies he wants to launch in 2020, well, let's just say it's pretty interesting, to say the least. Newsflash: ideal collaboration opportunities flat out rock. And when you start cultivating these ideal collaboration opportunities, like these on LinkedIn that I just showed you, you quickly realize that it's the rocket fuel that you need to grow your business without being salesy, without being fearful of competition, and without spending a dollar on advertising. So here's why you want to learn how to be relational on LinkedIn and use my subconscious inception marketing system taught in my Practice Growth Mastery program to create these ideal collaboration opportunities. Quite frankly, these ideal collaboration opportunities rock, and here's why. They open doors for you to speak at workshops, seminars, conferences, client events, and other one-to-many type speaking opportunities. It leverages your time and energy and your collaborators' trust and credibility for opportunities to increase your bank account. You get to present the same talk, the same presentation, the same conversation that you have one-on-one with your client, with your ideal client opportunities. You get to speak at an event for maybe 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever amount of time that they have allotted for you at the event. And when done correctly, the way that I teach, you can enroll several clients at once into your program or service offerings. The best part is you get paid the hourly equivalent of a high-paid lawyer like Johnny Cochran. And by the time you're done mastering this, let's just say you'll likely want to send LinkedIn a royalty check for your good fortune that you are experiencing in your business. And as a result of what I teach in my Practice Growth Mastery program, you can also experience ideal collaboration opportunities that set you up for ideal communication opportunities like these on the screen, where you get to go give a talk to a room filled with several of your ideal clients. And so at the bottom right hand of the screen, here I am confirming an invitation from Sam, who invited me to go speak at a firm that he manages. In the confirmation, I am confirming the date of my talk and the topic that I'll be speaking on, The 3 keys to shatter invisible boundaries over what we can be, do, or have. And so what I've found is all you need is LinkedIn plus one incredible presentation, conversation, talk, whatever it is you want to call it. That's it. That's all you need to build a 6-figure business doing exactly what you love. And the beauty of all of this is you only have to build this presentation, conversation, or talk once, right? Like, you wouldn't have to do all the things that you'd have to do if you were trying to play the online advertising game. Like, I mean, there's no constantly changing your ads because, like, let's face it, people get ad fatigue. You're not constantly tweaking your campaigns because for one reason or the other, due to conversion rates dropping, you have to tweak the campaign. And you also don't have to worry about the latest Facebook, Google, Instagram, or YouTube algorithm change and how that affects the effectiveness and cost of your ad campaigns, right? I mean, there's no algorithm that's called learning how to do what LinkedIn encourages you to do. Actually be relational and connect with people. And when you do it the way that I teach, you not only create ideal client opportunities for those you serve on a one-on-one basis, but you'll also cultivate ideal collaboration opportunities with other professionals that can open the door to these one-to-many speaking opportunities at seminars, workshops, conferences, client events, and other opportunities that they give you access to. I mean, that's a better way to grow your business, right? As opposed to maybe making the tech founders of Google and Facebook richer. I think you'd agree with that, right? And all you do is, I mean, you go, you teach, you train, you create value for the people in attendance at these meetings, at these events. And if you have things set up and structured the right way, you make a lot of money. There's no increase in competition or ad spend. I mean, the person that you're collaborating with is the one who's inviting you to come speak. So it's not like you're competing with anybody for that speaking engagement, right? So it takes 90 minutes of your time. Most of the time you could do talks in 30 minutes. I've done some in 60. I've done some in 75. And the really nice thing is it's highly predictable. I mean, I know every time I go out and I do a training now that within a small margin of error, I know exactly how many people I can expect to enroll into my program and how much revenue that I'm going to make. You can actually know per head when you go teach and train how much money you're going to make by the time you're done with that talk. And the best part, I'm going to share some numbers with you in just a minute so you get an idea what kind of potential lies ahead for you. But the best part about this is it's fun and it leverages what you're good at, having an incredible conversation, giving a talk or a presentation. So what we found is that it's the simplest, smartest way to grow your business to multiple 6 figures. If you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're a CPA, if you're a professional practice owner, if you're a service provider, or other purpose-driven entrepreneur with relevant skill, knowledge, or expertise that is at the core of your business and how you solve your clients' problems. This is the absolute best way to grow your business. I mean, you build one presentation one time. That's it. I mean, you might get some feedback when you go out and deliver it. You might want to, make some tweaks, change a thing or two about it. But you build one presentation once. Then you cultivate relationships with ideal collaborators. And you accept an invitation from one of these collaborators to go speak at an event that they're hosting. Or you find an event or an opportunity where you know that your ideal client is going to be in attendance, right? Or they're going to be in the audience. And you give your talk, you give your training, you give your speech. And at the end of it, you give people an opportunity to have a conversation with you outside of that event. You schedule them right into your calendar. You have an enrollment conversation, and you enroll these people into your high-ticket programs or your services. That is it. I mean, it can't get much more simpler than that, right? And so now your whole marketing strategy becomes just focusing on getting you in front of your ideal client and on finding venues and opportunities for you to go teach and train, either through the relationships you forge with some of the collaborators from LinkedIn or through opportunities that you find on your own. And so a while back, when I introduced the idea that all you need is an incredible 1-2 punch to grow your business to 6 or 7 figures, I said you needed one proven way to get in front of your ideal client opportunities. One was all you needed, and for me, that proven way is via LinkedIn. I also said that if you were greedy, you could go for 2 ways to do that. So here's the second way to do so. It's simply finding venues to speak where your ideal clients are going to be in the audience. And finding these opportunities is actually the easiest part. Like, there's thousands of opportunities to reach your ideal clients every day. What you'll find when you start reaching out to places and offering to speak and train is most will tell you that they're always looking for people to come in and provide extra value, but like they actually rarely have anyone to fill the spot. And why is that? Well, it's because so many teachers and trainers are trying to become internet marketers that they've forgotten about the offline world. So there are tons of places. I mean, there's local meetups, there's the local university or college. I mean, in Atlanta where I live, there's 57 local universities and colleges that I can tap into. Then you've got local networking groups, right? I mean, whether it's the women's networking group this or business developing networking group that, any type of networking group will do. And there's also churches, there's veterans organizations, there's women's groups, there's men's groups. There's a group for just about everything. There's dog lovers groups, right? There's sports groups. There's yoga groups. There's literally everything out there that you can think of. I mean, you can do lunch and learns for companies. Like if your ideal client is a professional, where do you think those professionals hang out? At corporations, right? They're working within organizations. So if you're like a health and wellness professional, how about doing a lunch and learn, doing a talk on a wellness program that reduces employee absenteeism, that boosts employee morale, and that increases company profits? After your talk, you get people enrolled into a program that addresses the pain points that you discussed in your talk. Employers love it, employees rave about it, and hey, you get paid, all right? I mean, it's that easy. Then there's executive roundtables. So if your ideal client is a CFO or some C-suite level executive, right? I mean, you can reach out to the top 100 companies in your local area, and I can show you how to approach them and connect with them on LinkedIn, or you could do a local event for them. Or you can reach out to, the top 100 companies nationwide and do a virtual event instead of a face-to-face. If you're doing a face-to-face, you can rent out a room for 2 hours and invite people to come and learn something that's going to solve one of their major pain points. And at the end of that round table, you extend the opportunity for people to have some one-on-one conversations with you. Like I said, I mean, you could do it virtually, you can create a webinar out of it, you can do a Facebook live stream, or you could play in the big leagues and go speak on big stages and at conferences. I mean, all the meeting planners you'd ever want to connect with are already on LinkedIn. And when you learn the right approach, you can cultivate and leverage a relationship with them to speak on the stages that they book for. Or you can leverage people who already know your work and appreciate it. I mean, you could leverage a relationship with your existing clients. You could leverage any personal or professional relationship where somebody goes, oh my God, is that who you're trying to meet? Well, let me make some introductions for you. Done correctly, you could do almost no cold outreach and leverage relationships within your circle of influence to have them make the right introductions for you. And so let's talk about the numbers. Let's dig into what your potential looks like. This is how you build a multiple 6-figure business using this strategy. Like if you put together one offer, let's say it's a $6,000 offer. It's a $6,000 consulting package. It's a $6,000 3-month or 6-month coaching program. It's a $6,000 VIP day where you work with your client one-on-one. It's a $6,000 done, do-it-for-you type service. It could be any specific service, but for the sake of this example, that service offering is $6,000. Regardless of what it is, starting out, if this is your first time, just to have someone work with you at the highest level where they have access to you one-on-one, you're going to want to price that program or that offering between $3,500 and $7,500 for 3 to 6 months of one-on-one coaching to work with you, okay? Anywhere between $3,500 to $7,500. And if you went and you gave one talk or training a month, just one talk or training in front of 20 to 25 people, I'll tell you how many of those you close, even if you're brand new at this. Okay, so you're gonna close at least 2 people out of those 25 into your $6,000 program. And as you get better, you close a higher amount, anywhere from 4 to 8. But I'm assuming that you're brand new and that you've never done this before. So you're gonna close 2 people, and well, when you enroll 2 people from that one talk in front of 25 people into your $6,000 program, that's $12,000 in revenues you just generated for the month. You do that consistently for 12 months, and that's $144,000 a year from going out and doing just one talk and moving 2 people into your $6,000 one-on-one program where they get access to you at the highest level. Now, if you want to get really brave, you can do a talk twice a month. And when you work the numbers, that's a $288,000 a year business from doing 2 talks a month. I mean, there is nothing out there that is more efficient than this. Nothing. And it works for literally everybody. Like, it's really, really simple. You don't even have to have ever done this before. And the best part is the revenue that I showed you is purely from speaking at a local event. This isn't counting any revenue generated from the ideal client opportunities that are generated outside of the speaking engagement or outside of leveraging our relationship from an ideal collaborator that you might have met on LinkedIn or elsewhere for that matter. This is the second secret. Secret number 2. The quickest way to launch and grow to 6 figures is to abandon 80% of what you're currently doing and focus on a simple, scalable 1-2 punch, kind of like a boxing champion. And the beauty of this 1-2 punch is it doesn't require you to be an IT genius or an online marketing guru. It doesn't require you to do 80% of many of the things that you're currently doing, but instead it brings the power of focus to help you achieve remarkable results. To get those results, LinkedIn plus one conversation or one talk brings you access to the 2 things that you need to grow your business to 6 figures plus. Those 2 things are ideal client opportunities and ideal collaboration opportunities. Well, we're at the halfway mark, and I want to acknowledge you for sticking with me thus far. If you think what I've shared has been good so far, well, I can assure you that it's only about to get better. So let's get into secret number 3. Secret number 3, with just 2 service offerings, you can scale your business from 6 to 7 figures while providing incredible value to your clients in less than 40 hours a month from anywhere in the world, all without paying obscene amounts of money to the billionaire tech founders of Google and Facebook. Now, I'm sure you'll agree that the business model I've shown you is pretty cool in creating a 6-figure business, right? Well, I want to help you avoid hitting the proverbial glass ceiling with revenues that your business can generate from that business model. So imagine being out there implementing on this approach and gaining incredible traction in your business. And all you're doing is presenting just twice a month. Twice a month, that's it. In other words, you go out, you do a talk or teaching or training, and at the end of the talk, you would invite people to schedule some time with you for a 45-minute one-on-one conversation by phone. You then enroll them into your one-on-one coaching program. So because you've gotten really good at this, you're starting to bring on 8 new one-on-one clients every month. Now, I mean, this is sort of like an ideal situation, isn't it? I mean, who wouldn't want to be enrolling 8 new clients per month into their one-on-one coaching program? But here's the deal. This is also sort of like a golden handcuffs types of problem, isn't it? I mean, yes, you're charging $6,000 for 6 months of coaching, so you're bringing in $48,000 in new revenue each month. But the issue with this is your time is starting to get all used up. Because guess what's going to happen in just a few months? In just a few months, you'd have 48 one-on-one clients, and you'd literally have to clone yourself to service all of those clients, right? Like it's either you clone yourself or have the phone stuck to your ear all day long just to service those clients. And let's face it, that's not the type of business that you want to create, right? So here's the super simple strategy to scale your business that frankly is quite genius. Rather than working with 48 one-on-one clients, which can be extremely time consuming, place a cap on that number to no more than maybe 12 per year. And the easiest way to go from 48 one-on-one clients to just 12 is to increase your prices and increase your time commitment so you can serve your clients at the highest level by having them work with you for a full year. Because let's face it, it's a bit difficult to unravel 20, 30, or 40 years of habits and thinking that doesn't, and let's face it, it's a bit difficult to unravel 20, 30, or 40 years of habits and thinking that doesn't bring about the results your clients truly desire in just 6 months. To bring them the real transformation they need, a year-long program would serve them best. And when you double your prices and your time commitment to work with you one-on-one, it's safe to assume that 25% of the people that you are working with will want to continue working with you at that higher price point of $25,000 for the year. The next thing you do is you add a group coaching program where your clients still get access to you, but in the group format, which leverages your time while still generating $5,000 per client for 3 months or 12 weeks of work. Then you go out and you follow the model and you teach and train 2 times a month, just like before, except now your focus is on filling your group programs for your lower price point program that still provides good value to your clients. And with 25 people at each talk, you'll see 50 people a month. And since you've gotten good at what you're doing and you're generating transformational results for your clients, you'll be able to enroll at least one person into your one-on-one coaching program at $25,000 a year, while also enrolling 6 people from each of your 2 talks. So you'd have 12 people in total going into your group coaching programs each month. And when you do this, and you do it like clockwork month after month, here's what you can expect. So here's how the numbers work out. Serving 48 one-on-one coaching clients under the old business model would require you to have 48 one-hour one-on-one calls per week. And when you do the math, that's anywhere from 192 to 240 hours per month, depending on if you have a 4-week or a 5-week month. That's a lot of hours and a significant time commitment on your part. But the upside is with your 6-month coaching program, you generate $288,000 in 6 months, or a cool $576,000 a year. Now, let's consider the new business model. Serving just 12 one-on-one coaching clients per year under the new business model would require you to have 2 one-hour one-on-one calls with each client each month. So at your peak of serving 12 clients, you'd be spending 24 hours per month with those clients, which is a lot better than 192 to 240 hours per month. Over the course of a year, you'd spend the equivalent of 288 hours a year, and at a significantly less time commitment, you generate $300,000 a year. Now, adding just 12 group coaching clients per month under the new business model would require you to have 2 90-minute group coaching calls per group each month. And at your peak of 36 clients in month 3, because it's a 3-month coaching program, you'd be spending 9 hours a month supporting these clients. And at $5,000 per client for each client that's in the group of 12 clients being added each month, you'd be generating $60,000 per month, or $720,000 a year. So just in case you missed it because that last slide was a little busy for you, here's a summary of it all for you. Serving 48 one-on-one coaching clients under the old business model requires anywhere from 192 to 240 hours per month if you're doing weekly calls with your clients. But the upside is you generate a cool $576,000 a year. Not bad for running yourself into the ground, right? Surely you're thinking there's got to be a better way, and thankfully there is. Serving just 12 one-on-one coaching clients per year under the new business model requires just 24 hours per month at your peak of 12 clients, but generates a cool $300,000 a year, with each of those clients paying $25,000 for a year-long coaching program. Not bad, right? Also, adding just 12 group coaching clients per month under the new business model requires just 9 hours per month at your peak of 36 clients in month 3. Because, hey, it's a 3-month program, right? But it generates a cool $720,000 a year, with each group of those 12 clients paying $5,000 each, or $60,000 in total a month. That's pretty good leverage of your time, if I would say so myself. So combined, that's over $1 million in revenue by speaking or training twice a month and serving clients at the highest level with just 2 service offerings. And that, my friends, is how you can create a 7-figure business while spending under 40 hours a month to fully support your clients. That's it. And so here's the key to secret number 3. All you need is just 2 offers to build the 7-figure a year business of your dreams. Just 2 offers. Your first offer should be a way for your clients to work with you one-on-one, and maybe they're meeting with you for an hour twice a month and getting very personalized attention. This is basically the highest level of access to you because, as you now realize, your time is really your most precious asset. And for that level of direct access and personalized attention, you're going to charge anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 a month. And if it's a year-long commitment, then you're going to have people paying anywhere from $12,000 to $60,000 a year to work one-on-one with you at this level. Now, the next thing you do is you launch a group coaching program, which creates your second offer for how people can work with you. So your second offer still offers a way for people to work with you, but with the benefits of community, where they have other professionals on a similar journey as they are on, and the group dynamics of something like this is simply powerful. And for your group coaching program, you'll have people pay anywhere from $500 to $2,500 a month. So it could be a $1,500 3-month program or a $7,500 3-month program. Or it could be a $3,000 6-month program or a $12,000 6-month program. I help my clients figure out how to structure and price this given the unique aspects of their business. And what that does is it frees you up to do other things, right? I mean, if you love podcasts, now's the time to figure out the podcast game. Maybe you've been pining to write a book. You've had that on your bucket list. Now's the time to go work on that. Maybe there's certain retreats that you've been wanting to go to. Heck, maybe you want to host your own retreat. Now is the time to plan that out. Maybe you're like me and you'd love to do more work with ministries that you support. Or maybe you're into philanthropy or traveling. Now you have the time to do all of those things and basically enjoy your life. Why? Because you're running $1 million business and providing such great value to your customers and clients. And because you're running that business with such efficiency, you have the financial, location, and time freedom to do all of those other things that really make your life complete and fulfilled. So that's secret number 3. With just 2 service offerings, you can scale your business from 6 to 7 figures while providing incredible value to your clients in less than 40 hours a month from anywhere in the world, all without paying obscene amounts of money to billionaire tech founders of Google and Facebook, starting a podcast, creating an online course, building an online funnel, or building a big email list. The fact is, a properly structured one-on-one and group service delivery model plus 2 talks per month is all it takes. We're almost done. I want to acknowledge you for sticking around this long. And while what I've been sharing thus far has been incredibly valuable, I believe I have saved the best for last. So let's get into secret number 4. Secret number 4 is this. It's the fact that even after you've found the right strategy that works for you and your business and your industry, not knowing this one thing is the silent killer of greater than 90% of businesses out there. And it's the reason why many never reach their full potential. So I'm going to take you back very briefly. But from about 1996 to about 2003, I made a lot of money as an employee. I controlled international business corporations and trusts in foreign locations that gave those entities access to lucrative opportunities that they capitalized on. And while I made a lot of money as an employee, I made a ton more after starting my business in July of 2002 and formally incorporating in 2003. As an entrepreneur, I was able to turn my annual income of about $70,000 to $80,000 to a monthly income. So twice now, I've made a lot of money, and twice I've lost a lot of money. Now, in spite of all my prior successes, one thing I can tell you is I know that I never had the level of success that I was capable of. And truth be told, I was never that happy or fulfilled back then, which is why I battled with addiction to work and pornography. And while I got over the pornography addiction, the work addiction lingered. And while I experienced more success in my career, I had a sense that something was holding me back from my full potential. It's like there was this block between how I saw myself and how the world saw me. It wasn't until after hitting rock bottom from 2 devastating business betrayals that unraveled my world as I knew it, that things began to become clearer for me. Through the deep inner work I did, getting to the root of who I was and whose I was, developing a more intimate connection with the creator of the universe, and working with mentors and coaches, that I finally discovered the secret to success, wealth, and fulfillment in life. Those discoveries brought clarity to my purpose in life, which is to end hopelessness in the world. And that has become a part of my vision in life, to share with people the secrets I've found to break the invisible boundaries over what people think is possible for them to be, do, and have in this life. Because by doing that, I'll break the back of hopelessness in this world, which will put an end to mental health issues like suicide, societal issues like human trafficking, theft, and gang violence, just to name a few. And while there are many theories on what the secret to success, wealth, and fulfillment in life is, if you listen to the leading authorities on this subject, while they disagree on many things, they all agree on this one thing. And that is that the secret to success, wealth, fulfillment, impact, and influence is your mindset. It's not strategy and it's not a tactic, it's mindset. As entrepreneurs, we are addicted to strategies and tactics, and as a result, become victims of the shiny object syndrome, working on stuff that will only account for maybe 20% of the real success in life, while ignoring what's responsible for 80% of success. So if we want to stack the odds of success in our favor, we'll focus our time and attention on our mindset, because mindset is the key that unlocks the door to owning and running the business that we've always dreamed of, to having the bank account balance that we've always wanted, to experiencing the level of fulfillment in life that we've always desired, and to finally have the kind of impact and influence in the world that we know we're destined for. So here's what I've discovered to be the secret to my success, and really all success in life. From my studies in personal development and of other successful people, what I've found is that the key to all success in life is mindset. And here's the thing. You can actually give someone the best strategy, but if they don't have the right mindset, they won't succeed, or if they do, it definitely won't last. The reason lottery winners go broke within 5 years of winning the lottery and successful athletes go broke within 5 years of retiring from the sport they played that paid them 9 figures over their career is their mindset. And mindset is also the reason why the biggest gap that exists in the world today is the gap between what people know versus what they actually do. Now, on the flip side, you can have someone with the right mindset actually take the worst strategy or really no strategy at all, and they can create some form of success with it. Mind-boggling, isn't it? The fact is that 80% of your success is mindset. And most entrepreneurs don't understand mindset at all. And we're addicted to the strategies and tactics for success. And what I find is as entrepreneurs, we suffer from the chicken and egg syndrome. We're all out here chasing success, thinking it will make us happy, instead of realizing that if we can learn to master our mindset, gain clarity on our purpose, and be happy regardless of the experiences of our life as we pursue fulfilling our purpose, the byproduct of all of that is success will naturally chase us. Money just flows through us. Enriching relationships become the norm in our lives. Impact and influence take place within our lives. And the key to all of this is found in one word. That word is mindset. So I want to share some clues with you on whether or not you have the right mindset, okay? You don't have the right mindset if you spend a lot of time feeling stressed and worried about your business and your life. It's a sign that we need to do a mindset makeover and to do it fast. If you believe that it's hard, I mean really difficult, and maybe even darn near impossible to live a life where you experience money and success in abundance, that's also a clue. If you've ever wondered if you are good enough to really make a difference in the world by fulfilling your purpose, vision, and goals, that's a sign too. If you live through cycles of always marginalizing yourself as you compare yourself to others and always end up wondering what's wrong with me, why can't I experience the level of success they are experiencing, that's a tough clue. We need to figure out a way to turn that around because it's going to almost be impossible for you to create the success you desire in life with such harsh judgments that you've made about yourself and the limiting beliefs that you choose to let run your life. If you live your life in fear that things won't work out, the new marketing campaign won't work, the new product or service you're launching won't work, or worse yet, you're frozen or stuck on indecision because you don't know how to do any of the things you need to do to grow your business, we'll need to address your mindset. And lastly, if you think you're not ready or that no one will care about what you have to say, guess what? Because of the way the brain works, you won't ever be ready and no one will ever care about what you have to say. That is until we change your thinking. Because if you think you are, but if you think you're not, then you're not. Either way, you're right, and your mind will find the evidence to prove out what you believe to be true about yourself. And so I want to talk about the incredible cost to you of not having the right mindset. You see, a poor mindset results in you wasting a ridiculous amount of time, energy, and resources, and you'll invest all of that into your fears, worries, and your limiting beliefs. And when you do that, you have no access to ideas, creativity, intuition, spiritual discernment, divine intelligence, inspiration, or witty inventions. Bottom line is you won't have the resources you need to effectively and efficiently grow your business. And it's not just that. I mean, you end up wasting on average about 2 to 4 hours a day, sometimes more. I've asked this question to every client I work with, and I say, if you added up all the time you spent, it might be 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, could be stuff going on in the back of your mind, even during those times when you think you're being productive. If you added up all that time, times when you were fearful, worried, anxious, stressed, or just lacking clarity about the path forward for your life and your business and whether you've made or are making the right decisions, how much time do you spend on average each day? On average, it's between 2 to 4 hours, but the cost is huge. Some people say 5 hours, some say 8, some say 10. Some say they feel like every waking hour of their day is consumed by stress, anxiety, and overwhelm. Quite frankly, some even lose sleep as a result. And I get it, I did. I mean, I'm the guy who was addicted to work, unhappy, and compensated for all of my insecurities by turning to pornography to escape the mental torture that I was in. I mean, we all deal with this in some way, shape, or form, and it's quite debilitating to tell the truth. But the cost will bankrupt you because if you're spending or wasting an average of 3 hours a day on your fears, worries, self judgment, stress, anxiety, lack of clarity, and your self criticism, I mean, just do the simple math on that. And you'll see that that's about 1,095 hours a year. That's more than 27 40-hour work weeks where you're spending your time feeling crappy and being in a less than resourceful state. And that's a state from which you can't create anything. You have no access to the powers of creativity, reality, or opportunity. And that begs the question of what's the value of your time? Like, what's your time really worth? I mean, judging from the work that I do with coaches, consultants, CPAs, professional practice owners, and other purpose driven entrepreneurs that deliver incredible value to the clients that they serve, I would suggest that your time is worth 500, 1,000, even $2,500 an hour. Now, I might have to work with you on your mindset to get you to believe that, but I know the value of the work that you do in the world and the value that it has to your ideal client. And by the time I'm done working with you, you'll see that same value as well. But to keep things simple, let's just assume that your time was worth just $150 an hour. Well, when you take $150 an hour and you multiply that by 1,095 of lost hours each year, that's over $164,000 of lost income each and every year. And over a decade, that's 1.65 million in lost income. Now, in the time that I work with the clients that I work with, what I always hear are the two biggest complaints is this. I hear that I don't have enough time and I don't have enough money. As I often like to say, the problem is seldom ever the problem, but more often just a symptom of a much bigger problem. So not having enough time or money is really not the problem. The real problem is due to a poor mindset and the litany of limiting beliefs that set invisible boundaries over what's possible in their lives. People end up wasting their time on fear, stress, and the laundry list of items I just covered, which ends up costing them incredible amounts of money. And when you learn how to fix the mindset issue people have, then all of a sudden, the time and the money that they thought they didn't have, well, it just magically shows up in their lives. And it's not just the financial cost, right? I mean, it's your kids, it's your family, it's the loved ones that you're missing out on and the gift of your presence. It's missing out on those, what I would call Kodak moments that we can't relive because, like me, we're placating insecurities that show up as a work addiction in my life with an indulgence in pornography. And then there's the physical decay, the interior slow death taking place to our physical bodies from all of the stress, anxieties, and the resulting diseases that follow. Let's not forget the mental torment of living a life that's not in congruence with our core values. I mean, that is just quite frankly not the way to live a life that you want to live, right? We say, as it relates to our core values, we say that we're a family guy, we're a family man, and we want to be present in the lives of our kids. But we find the only kid getting the most of our attention is our business. And soon, due to the late nights at the job, at the office, due to the late nights at your business, our house ends up feeling more like a Motel 6 than a home. We just hope the wife and the kids leave the light on for us when we make it home finally at midnight. And lastly, it's the wasting of what precious time we have here on earth, because let's face it, tomorrow isn't promised, right? So we have to make the most of our time here. So if you're watching or listening to this presentation, I would suggest that the number one problem you have in growing your business is a poor mindset. It's not the strategy, it's not tactics. Listen, I just showed you an amazing system to grow your business. And if I gave it to you on a silver platter, you still don't have your mindset issues fixed, you'll never experience the success you desire with the system. And so here's the myth about mindset. And this myth is no different than any of the myths we've covered, like the ones that say the fastest way to launch and grow and scale your business to 7 figures is to do a bunch of online marketing, build out funnels, or create an online course, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the thing. Mindset isn't just telling yourself affirmations or a new story. Though that helps by itself, it does not change your mindset. That doesn't rewire your brain. That doesn't free you from the voice of your inner critic. Mindset isn't something you change by simply meditating or reading. The good news is it doesn't take a long time or years of therapy to do it either. What mindset is really about is transformation and permanent brain change. It's a step-by-step process by which you identify your limiting beliefs, eliminate them since they don't serve you, adopt new beliefs that do serve you, and anchor those beliefs deep within the fiber of who you are at the spirit and soul level so you can bring about the real transformation that you seek. And to get there, to transform your mind and change the way that you think, that only happens when there's a permanent change to the brain and the way that you naturally think. And when you do the powerful work on mindset that I teach, 3 things start to happen. 1, you invoke the power of creativity. You start getting new ideas on how to move your life and business forward. 2, you invoke the power of reality. You start to experience the new car phenomena where things that were always there, you start to see them now and can utilize them to move your life and your business forward. And 3, you invoke the power of opportunity. You start experiencing favorable coincidences that translate to new opportunities to move your life and business forward. And all 3 benefits of the mindset work I teach is exactly what Jane experienced as depicted by this email she sent me. So Jane sends me an email saying she can't make one of our coaching sessions. Now, I normally would frown upon something like this until I read the reason why she couldn't make the session. She says, I'm in Texas, close to the Mexican border, and I just got notified that I have permission to talk to 200 employees at a trucking company for over 3 days. That's a company that has 200 of her ideal clients that she wants to serve. You'll remember the model that I showed you was to simply go do talks in venues that have 20 to 25 of your ideal clients, right? Well, here's where the email gets interesting. As if that wasn't an already incredible opportunity, she goes on to say that there's another location where she can go speak as well that will have her tied up for the entire day and asks how she can reschedule our appointment. In my response to her, I tell her that the vibrational frequency of the mindset work we've done is paying dividends by attracting new opportunities and opening doors for her that she previously couldn't see. And her response was, that's exactly what I thought. And so that's the final secret, secret number 4. While it's the last one, in my mind, it's the most important. And it's the fact that even after you found the right strategy that works for you, your business, and your industry, not knowing this one thing is the silent killer of greater than 90% of businesses out there. And it's why many never reach their potential. And the truth is this. No matter what the experts in the marketplace are saying right now, no matter what you're being told by the online marketing gurus, no matter what shiny object marketing syndrome has your attention right now, the truth is this. The fastest way to grow multiple 6-figure or a 7-figure business while spending 75% of your time doing what you love without becoming an online marketing guru or spending money on online ads is to simply focus on creating a powerfully transformed mindset and coupling that and LinkedIn with a simple, scalable one-two punch of having an airtight talk or presentation, followed by just 2 service offerings that give you the time, financial, and location freedom to provide massive value to your clients while creating the life you love and have dreamed of for years. OMG, what just happened? With the stuff I shared with you in this training, by now you should be feeling like the code has been cracked on how to go from broke, deflated, and defeated to running a 6-figure or even a 7-figure business in record time. How you can generate an additional 10 to 20 ideal client opportunities each and every month, and how you can build a 6-figure business in 12 months that you can scale, that you can grow to multiple 6 figures in year 2, and easily scale to 7 figures in year 3. All without starting a podcast, building an email list, creating an online course, building an online funnel, or paying for advertising. I know it feels pretty amazing to know that there's a system that can help you build the business of your dreams, but it gets even better. How about I take any risk out of the equation for you? Here is my guarantee to you. If you show me that you are committed to doing whatever it takes to build your business that you've always dreamed of, if you show me too that you are coachable and willing to take direction and follow a system without trying to reinvent the wheel, and 3, if you show me that you are decisive to not only take action now on this offer, but also to take action and implement what you learn, then my guarantee to you is this, that by the end of 12 months, your business will be dramatically and positively different. And if you've done these 3 things that I just described without seeing any positive results in your business, then I'll give you a full refund on your investment in this program. I can't think of anything else that could be fair. I am dedicated to you seeing results from this program, so much so that I'm willing to guarantee it if you do these 3 things that I've just discussed here. Be committed, be coachable, and be decisive. And now you have a choice. You can do what some people do. I call them the DIYers. You can take everything I've taught you and go try to implement it on your own. And if you're confident that you don't have any mindset issues of your own and that you can execute flawlessly on your own, then by all means, that's a good choice for you. Or you can do what most people do, which is to just forget about it. You can keep using strategies that don't work, or keep struggling with your limiting beliefs, and you can keep scratching your head as several people have extraordinary success. The challenge now is, so there's no going backwards from here. It's like the veil has been lifted, right? You know what the issues are to get you to the next level. So if you don't do anything with this, you have no one but yourself to blame, right? So, let me ask you a question. I've had an amazing time delivering this training, and so thank you for this. And I think the stuff I've shared has been pretty valuable, right? And hopefully you've had some fun along the way. I know I have, but an hour and a half, however long it's been, that's not a long time. I mean, how would you like it if we could find a way where you could work with me directly so I can help you implement what we just talked about? How cool would it be if I could work with you personally to create a powerfully transformed mindset, to help you master LinkedIn so you too can start creating 20 ideal client opportunities on LinkedIn without being salesy, to help you structure and price your 2 service offerings, to help you attract your ideal collaboration opportunities, to create those one-to-many opportunities to present your talk or presentation to 20 to 25 of your ideal clients and create a multi-six-figure or build a seven-figure practice or business you love, and that gives you the time, financial, and location freedom that you crave. I mean, you'd be in the HOV lane of experiencing the kind of unbelievable rapid success that people only dream of. I mean, picture that for a second. Having the business of your dreams while taking less than 40 hours a month to service your clients at the highest level. That would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? So here's what to do next to join an elite group of purpose-driven entrepreneurs in my 12-week group coaching program to transform your life and business. You're going to go click the button on the website where you are watching this video. That button is going to say reserve my spot. And there should be a button at the top, middle, or bottom of the page. But when you click the button, just follow the instructions to register for the group coaching program. And if you're watching this video on YouTube or elsewhere, just click on the link provided in the video description or elsewhere to reserve your spot in the program. So here's what we'll be covering in those 12 weeks. Essentially, it's everything that I've discussed in this presentation today. But to summarize it in a way that's easy to understand, here we go. In the first 4 weeks, we'll be going over the 4 parts to creating a powerful and indestructible mindset as part of our Success and Money Mindset Mastery series. If mindset is what's responsible for 80% of your success, perhaps it makes sense to start right here, right? In weeks 5 and 6, we will work on the first 2 parts to creating your IC cubed, IC3 opportunities. These are your ideal client, collaboration, and communication opportunities as part of the client's collabs and communication attraction mastery portion of the program. I'll be showing you how to create those ideal client opportunities to serve people one-on-one using your relevant skill, knowledge, and expertise to solve their problems. I'll also show you how to create those ideal collaboration opportunities to leverage your time with one-to-many type setups, as well as to leverage your collaborators' trust and credibility with their clients or tribe or audience so that you can also serve them. Finally, I'll be showing you how to create those ideal communication opportunities where you get to speak on stages or groups of at least 20 to 25 of your ideal clients, or even more, just depending on the event. You'll learn how to leverage relationships with your ideal collaborators to be able to give your signature talk or presentation, and you'll learn how to independently create these opportunities on your own. And in weeks 7 through 12, we'll cover the remaining 6 parts of the work we started on in week 5 as part of the client's collabs and communication attraction mastery portion of the program. Now, before reserving your spot for the 12-week group coaching program, I want to make sure that you know if the program is right for you, okay? Because this program isn't for everyone. I have very limited number of spots that I'm making available for the program, and since you'll be working directly with me and I haven't cloned myself, there's only so much of me to go around, right? So I want to make sure that you are absolutely clear who this program is for. This incredible 12-week group coaching program are for those coaches, consultants, CPAs, professional practice owners, and other purpose-driven entrepreneurs with relevant skill, knowledge, and expertise that are looking to make transformative changes in the lives of the clients that they serve. It's for those entrepreneurs who, 1, are in the process of launching or starting your business right now. It's important to note that I'm not interested in having conversations about starting in 90 days and figuring out what you need to do to kind of do now, or start in 6 months, or, kicking the tires around, or you're thinking about maybe transitioning from your job into your mission, your passion, your purpose in your life. You have to be fully committed and ready to be growing your business right now. And if you are, there are 2 additional things to note about this first category of people that are qualified to join the program. And that's that, A, you must be committed to investing in yourself to get the support you need to create an amazing business you love. Certainly, investing in this group program is one way you're investing in yourself. Or B, if you don't have funds to invest in the growth of your business and need an infusion of capital via a loan to grow your business, I have access to resources that will guarantee you a minimum of $100,000 in funding. And I can discuss more about that program with you once you're enrolled in the program. Number two, the second group of people are those who are already in business but haven't broken the six-figure mark yet. Three, the third group of people are those who are already doing six figures in their business but are looking to grow to multi-six figures or even to seven figures. Now, whether you fall into groups 1, 2, or 3, everyone must also, 4, be willing to offer a high-ticket service program of between $1,000 to $5,000 a month. That's the only key to success. It's the only way that you're going to generate the type of income that you want to generate. It's going to allow you to work with fewer people, which is going to allow you to provide more value to all of them. This whole system is predicated on your willingness to charge high prices, and high is relative. I don't think it's high at all. If you're nervous about it, don't worry about it. We'll get on the phone. We'll talk about why you should feel good about charging $1,000 to $5,000 a month for your programs, but you have to be willing to do that. If you want to keep selling that $9 ebook like I was, then this isn't the program for you. The next thing is 5, you have to absolutely want to add at least 6 figures in revenues to your business over the next 12 months. I'm not looking at helping you go from 0 to just 30,000 or 20,000 to 60,000, right? I only want to work with clients that are looking to have massive success and that desire to grow highly profitable businesses. And if you're not interested in adding at least 6 figures in revenues to your business over the next 12 months, then this isn't a program for you. And that's cool. That's right. It's no big deal. It's great. You can take what I've shared here and just, do whatever you want with it, okay? And the last thing is you must be fully committed and show up fully for the program. What you're going to learn over the next 12 weeks will transform your business and life. And while the calls will be recorded, you want to be there live and fully participate. Now, before reserving your spot in the program, I want to make sure that you know why this program is important to me. Because it's my purpose to end hopelessness in the world by helping people shatter the invisible boundaries over what they can be, do, or have. That's near and dear to me for 2 simple reasons. First, all of my deviant behavior in the past had its genesis in my feeling hopeless about my life and my future. And so if we end hopelessness, it's my belief that we end people taking their lives. We end human trafficking. We end gang violence and a host of other ills to our society. Second is I'm looking for my next success story. And I think it could be you. I'm always looking for the next person that I can help go from 0 to 6 figures, from 6 figures to multi-6 figures, or from multi-6 figures to 7 figures. And like I said, perhaps you're the next person. And if so, I look forward to working with you in the program. So here's what to do next to join an elite group of purpose-driven entrepreneurs in my 12-week group coaching program to transform your life and business. You're going to click the button on the website where you're at watching this video right now. That button is going to say, reserve my spot. And there should be a button at the top, middle, or bottom of the page. But when you click the button, just follow the instructions to register for the group coaching program. If you're watching this video on YouTube or elsewhere, just click on the link that's provided in the video description or elsewhere to reserve your spot in the program. Next, I'm going to share with you how you can receive the special gift that I mentioned. So I want to thank you again for sticking with me until the end. I'd also like to express gratitude and thank you for trusting me with your time and for trusting me with giving you this training for your business. As I promised at the beginning, I said if you stick with me until the end, I'm going to tell you how to get your hands on an unbelievable gift that I'm going to give to you for free. So after having my business shut down and virtually all of my income wiped away in 2018 due to some unforeseen circumstances, I had to start over from scratch and focus on an industry that was not previously receiving my full attention. During the last 6 months of 2019, I put this relatively new business on pace to generate 6 figures in revenues. With the model that I'm working with, I'll do multi-6 figures in 2020 with a goal of hitting 7 figures in 2021. The success I've achieved thus far has come from using 2 templates. These 2 templates have helped me create 20 ideal client opportunities per month. They've helped me collaborate with some of the brightest minds in the coaching industry, people that are much smarter and much more successful than I am. They've even helped me form a mastermind group. These templates have also opened up ideal communication opportunities for me to be able to get booked to speak at organizations and at workshops. Part reason why I have limited spots for this group coaching program is because I've already lined up some incredible collaborations with people that will keep me really, really busy in 2020. And while my goal was to do multi-6 figures in 2020, with the way things are shaping up, I wouldn't be surprised if I hit 7 figures in 2020. And that's why I'm very protective of my time and why I have limited spots for the program. And so here's how you can get your hands on these templates. All you have to do is complete your enrollment in the program, and I'll send it to you. So because I'm feeling generous and I love rewarding decisive action, I'm going to throw in one more bonus, but it's only for the first 10 people who enroll in the program. I'm going to give you a personal 60-minute one-on-one success breakthrough call with me. During the program, you'll have access to me via the group coaching calls, but here on this success breakthrough call, you're going to get personalized one-on-one attention with me directly. I've intentionally set aside some time on my calendar to get on the phone with you and to work one-on-one with you to identify precisely what you're missing and what you need to take your business to the next level. On the call, we're going to dig deep into what we need to identify where you might be missing fundamental pieces of your business. We're going to dig deep and try to figure out what you might not be clear on as it pertains to your ideal client or your messaging or how to price or structure your offers, or where you might be wasting time with the wrong strategies, or where you might need, quite frankly, to just have some additional work done with your mindset. On the same call, I'm going to help you identify precisely what you need to do to hit your income goals over the next 12 months. Whether you're looking to add 10, 20, 50, or even $100,000 a month to your business. I'm going to get in there, work with you on your business with you. I've done these calls numerous times. It's like I'm a surgeon who just understands when you come to me and you tell me where you're struggling with your business, it's like I can pinpoint exactly where the diagnosis should be. And the best thing about this is that this call is absolutely free. It's my gift to you for taking decisive action and for being one of the first 10 enrollees into the program, okay? It's $1,000 value. And because I've designed my business the way that best suits me and the lifestyle that I want, I have very limited spots for these calls, so please take advantage of it. So here's what to do next to schedule your success breakthrough call. Once you're done registering for the program, send an email to me directly at ike@winningthemoneygame.net. In that email, you want to include proof of your payment. All you have to do is check your email for confirmation, forward that confirmation email with this subject header. Have the subject header say, I'm in, am I one of the first 10? And I'll send you a response with specific instructions on how to schedule your call. So here's what to do to join me on this 12-week adventure. click on Reserve My Spot. It's the button on the web page where you're currently on watching this video. Click on that button if you feel like this is right for you. That is, if you feel like you're tired of spinning around in circles and waking up each day not exactly knowing what to do, what to be working on, or whether or not the thing that you're actually working on is even going to generate the results that you want. This is right for you if you want to create a predictable stream of income and consistently get in front of as many as 20 ideal client opportunities each month while using your time efficiently and doing what you love, which again, for me, is teaching, training, sharing my knowledge and expertise, spending time with my family, and working in ministry. It's also right for you if you want help in structuring your programs and making sure you've got the right messaging and that you're building the type of business that you've always dreamed of. It would be my absolute honor to serve and support you in this manner because this is absolutely for you, okay? And so I want to thank you again for your time. I hope you've gotten a ton of value out of this. If you're one of the first 10, I am so excited to speak with you on your upcoming Success Breakthrough call so that I can help you take things to the next level. Until then, many blessings, and please remember to believe radically, to pursue fearlessly, and achieve remarkably. For that is the key to living a limitless life. Take care and God bless, and I will see you on the inside.